Well, I'm really delighted today as we come to the launch of the Scottish Green Energy Awards for 2021 to be able to bring you a conversation with Marshall Dallas of the Edinburgh International Conference Centre, who've been our partners for a number of years in GEA. So we're really looking forward to hosting the event with them on the 2nd of December this year. Really looking forward to being able to see people for the first time in what's felt like a very long time, but also keen to ensure that we can offer as much reassurance as possible to all of you that this is going to be a safe and secure event. And as our key partner, I thought it was really important for you to hear from Marshall himself, because he is of course the expert in his own venue and of course across the events industry, who've been working very hard with government on producing guidelines and looking at safety measures in order to be able to deliver events of the size and shape of something like the Scottish Green Energy Awards in good time. So the event is obviously open for table bookings and nominations as of 27th of July, which is now. So please do get yourself engaged with that process, and really looking forward to welcoming you on the 2nd of December to our event. So Marshall, it's been a pretty tough year, hasn't it? Or so, 18 months. And what we're very aware of is this is not just a question of government guidance. I think we both understand the need to operate in a way that people are comfortable with. So really keen for you to outline the sorts of things that the EICC are doing to help create a safe environment at the venue, to give people that level of confidence that would mean that they would feel happy coming along to a larger event like the Scottish Green Energy Awards.
Okay. Well, thank you, Claire, and it's really good to talk to you, and I really look forward to the 2nd of December when we can hopefully talk face to face then, because as you say, it's been a long time, and we are delighted to get back to operating events face to face. And virtual events or hybrid events are all good, and they serve a purpose, but there's nothing like being face to face. And in terms of the Green Energy Awards, which is one of our flagship events that we have at EICC, it's important to us that the investment that we've made over the last 18 months is relevant to your event. So some of the things that we've done, which you might be interested in, is we have invested extensively. We've got hand sanitizer stations. We've got socially distant signage all around the building, which is based on the most current government guidelines. We've introduced one-way systems throughout the building. We've got appropriate socially distant seating based on up to the minute Scottish guidelines again. And we've rethought the customer journey, including the reduction of potential touch points. So, for example, we've got hold open devices on all toilets and other doors throughout the centre. We've a reduced capacity and digital capacity monitoring in place in the Lennox Suite toilets. The whole team, including casual staff, are providing proof of lateral flow testing at least twice a week. We've got COVID-specific training modules, which have been completed now by all team members. And we've got temperature control and health questionnaires for all guests coming into the building. And I suppose finally on that, we've also met the criteria for the to get the We're Good to Go accreditation, which came from Scottish Government through Visit Scotland. So these are just some of the things that we've invested in the centre.
It's great news and great to hear about that accreditation. That's obviously a very robust system in place in order to bring that forward. So, we started talking obviously in 2020 about hosting the Green Energy Awards, the Scottish Green Energy Awards back then, and obviously then we felt that it wasn't the right thing to do in 2020. So what's changed in your mind that means that we can run this event in 2021 when it was pretty clear that actually it was an absolute no-no in 2020?
Well, it was a no-no in 2020, you're right. And obviously the main reason for that was Scottish Government had prevented us from opening for any events throughout that period. But we've worked pretty tirelessly with Scottish Government at the highest level to gain authority to open for business, if you like. And some of the changes that we've made, well, for instance, our air conditioning systems have all been reset to maximise the intake of fresh air throughout the building. And as you well know, Claire, we've been experts on moving large numbers of people throughout the building safely, and that's no different with COVID being part of our lives. We're still in that position. Mm-hmm. All delegates' details are recorded, so we have the ability to 100% track and trace people. And that, of course, includes accurate records of who's sitting where in the building, so we know where people are. We've got contactless ordering and payment facilities now within the business, so there's no cash is handed over. And we've implemented an increased cleaning regime also with our third-party cleaners, Mighty. And of course, by the time your event comes in 2nd of December, the whole of the Scottish adult population will be double vaccinated by then.
Yeah. No, and that does give a lot of reassurance, and interesting to see that that's very much a trigger actually for the Scottish Government in terms of dates. You know, that date later in August where they're looking to be able to go beyond level 0. When you're looking for advice on health and safety, you know, it's clear that you've been well engaged in all of this and actually are helping to set some of the policy as well by the sounds of things. So when you're looking for good advice on safety in terms of events, where are you looking, and where could our attendees look to understand the guidance and seek reassurance themselves on safety? So
the guidance that we give, well, we update our risk assessments in line with the Scottish Government event guidelines. So whenever they're updated, we update our risk assessments. So they're generally updated whenever we move from a different level. Mm-hmm. We work tirelessly and closely with the local health authorities. And of course, I sit on the Events Industry Advisory Group, which offers advice to Scottish Government on all things COVID related when it comes to the events industry. So, you know, we've been really heavily involved in all of that. So, I mean, I can just reassure all those that are involved in the Scottish Green Energy Awards that every action is taken to ensure that you've got a safe and fun evening ahead. So hopefully that's the case.
Well, but yeah, that's absolutely important. And then it is important, I think, as well, to recognise that you're not just professionally invested in this, but personally invested in this to ensure that things go well and that we are doing the right thing. Thinking about things more widely, you know, what's the picture for events like across the world? You know, you're part of a much wider, machine, I guess, as well, in kind of that events industry. What's happening elsewhere in the world? We've seen some large events happen in other countries and things. And what are you taking from that?
Great comfort, I would say, is the most important thing. And, you know, there have been, as you say, there's been several pilot events that have taken place, not only just over the world, but south of the border here in the UK, which has given us great confidence that it's safe to put on an event like yours. So events like Wimbledon have taken place, and with restrictions that have reduced there. There's the Brit Awards, again, that's another example. And of course, the Good Business Festival in Liverpool was another event which took place this year, which again, all three of these events were 100% successful. And of course, we've actually been open since September last year because we were an extension to Napier University's campus for between September and December. So we had hundreds of students through the building safely over that period. And since January this year, we've been Lothian's principal vaccination centre. So we've literally seen tens of thousands of people come through our venue safely. And of course, we've had a high percentage of our team working throughout that period with no recorded cases of COVID or any transmission. So we are 100% confident that we can do this.
That's really good to hear, particularly that everybody has been safe and no infection rates. So, I think, really, really excited about being able to work with you as a partner again on this year, and you've worked with us obviously last year as we launched our virtual event, and we'll be able to make sure that everybody has a really great experience this year with us. So I think we're both pretty confident, and keen to just get some final words from you around, that word confidence. You used it in your last answer there. You're confident we can do this?
Yes, definitely. And our experience with working with clients like you has been nothing but positive, because we both share the same values. We're good communicators. So, working with clients like you, and of course, we will have done another 45 events prior to the Scottish Green Energy Awards. So we are very confident that we'll be able to do that. And I think what's enhanced our confidence is working with the NHS for such a long period of time. So that's been really good. And of course, you mustn't forget that EICC's floor space, it's extensive. And, we can prove we've worked successfully with lots of clients over the year, thousands of clients over the years, to put on safe events. And more specifically, over the past 12 months, we've done the same, albeit in a different capacity. But by the time the Green Energy Awards, the Scottish Green Energy Awards comes to the EICC on December the 2nd, then we'll have mastered 45 events prior to you coming here. So I hope that helps.
Of course it does. Yeah, no, it's really good to hear about that. It's a very high number, and of course learning all the way along, and that's obviously been a key theme for you over the last year to 18 months, and we've really valued being able to use your advice and to be able to discuss with you as we've come to the decision that we think this is the right thing for us to do this year. So I think on that note, I'd like to sign off, but I'd like to thank you so much, Marshall. Thank you for chatting to me today, and really good that you've been able to answer some of our questions. We're also going to be putting out a lot of information on our website to anybody who's thinking of booking for the Scottish Green Energy Awards on the 2nd of December. So please do keep an eye on there if you need any further information. But thank you so much, Marshall. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in December.
It's a pleasure, Claire. All the very best. Thank you.